to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, September 20th, 2018. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. After the historic Olympia weekend we just had, I thought it was only right for us to take some time out on this fine Thursday morning to talk about a few of the big takeaways that made this year's contest one that I think we'll be talking about for a very long time. First and foremost, we need to start off with the fact that this year had more turnover and more moving parts than any Olympia ever. Now that it's all said and done, the men's Open 212 fitness, men's physique, and women's physique all have new champions. Count them up, that's 5. 5 of the 7 major divisions in our sport have new faces leading the way now, which is so crazy when you think about it from a historical perspective. It's reasonable to say that it literally may never happen again. So when we look back at this show a decade from now, I think we'll probably see this is the catalyst that led to some major changes. One of the coolest moments of the weekend came when fans voted for Winkler as the people's champ. Aside from the fact that came out and handled his business with that third place finish, for him I think this award really crystallizes the fact that he's sort of like the Branch Warren of this generation. Here we have a guy with incredible talent, a physique that may be responsible for delivering some of the craziest in-gym photos in the history of bodybuilding, and a personality so big that it really seems to just suck people in to his orbit once you get a chance to know him. Personally, I was glad to see Ruli get some love from the fans because historically he's better than he gets credit for. And it'll be interesting to see what other sort of resume builders that he can put together over these next few years while he's still at the peak of his powers. For almost 100 years in baseball, the curse of the Bambino seemed like a real thing until the Red Sox finally broke through one of the longest championship droughts in major sports history with the World Series win in 2004. And after seeing another bodybuilder fail to eclipse Lee Haney's mark of 8 straight Olympia titles last weekend, I thought it would be cool to start the rumor that there's a Haney Curse hanging over the men's Open title. I think when you take into account that Haney decided to hang it up at number 8 while he was still in his prime, it might have been enough to piss off the bodybuilding gods so bad that they put a curse on the men's Open title, because at this point, I don't even see anyone out there on the horizon who can come close to breaking the record in the next decade. I mean, if the Red Sox can break an 86-year curse and the Cubs can break a century-old drought, then I guess anything is possible. But at least right now, here and now, I think the Haney Curse seems like it might be a real thing. Outside of our little shindig in the streets of Vegas, also had a heavy buzz over the weekend thanks to all the celebrities in town who flew in to check out the instant classic at the MGM between Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. And lo and behold, earlier in the week we started to see a few photos of basketball royalty Shaquille O'Neal making his way around the Olympia Expo to meet and greet some of the best bodybuilders on the planet, and apparently dropping a few of those vintage Shaq-isms along the way. According to sources, the Diesel was pretty impressed by Michael Lockett, saying, quote, "Bro, you have a lot of muscle on your upper body, but those legs, particularly your right leg, is something else." As far as a backhanded compliment goes, that one probably has to rank right up there with the best that I've ever heard in bodybuilding. And hopefully now that he's gotten a little taste of what the Pro League has to offer, maybe the big Aristotle will start becoming one of the celebrity regulars we see pop up at some of our regular season events from time to time. And finally, we're going to close out today's show by sending a happy belated birthday shout out to the big man, Big Ronnie. Despite the fact that the baddest man in bodybuilding is coming off a somewhat disappointing top 6 finish last weekend, all things considered, being disappointed with being one of the top 6 athletes in your sport is a problem most people out there would love to have. Everything I've heard over the last week or so about how the big man is feeling right now has been overwhelmingly positive, which really doesn't come as much of a shock given his personality. So now that he's hopefully shrugged off the start of the contest season, hopefully the best of Big Ronnie is still yet to come here in 2018. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.